welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open. I'm your host, Paul and Verum Toddkill.
I'm Glitter Explosion.
And we're back for another week of mobile esports action. Yes, still dancing, still excited. We're quite far into our second ladder here, Glitter. There has been a lot of really, really amazing gameplay so far. I think today will continue to deliver. But look, if you're just joining us and you're wondering, whoa, this is a lot of words, a lot happening. There was fancy music. Welcome. This is the ESL Mobile Open. There's an opportunity for you to get involved in the world of mobile esports, get involved in the competitive side of your favorite mobile games, not only here in North America, but around the world at various levels and tiers of competition as well. Like I said, there's a lot happening this year. So let's take a look at how it all works. Welcome to ESL Mobile, the home of mobile esports. ESL Mobile is a global program designed to give you an opportunity to compete in your favorite mobile games, featuring multiple game titles, taking place in 3 regions and offering 2 levels of competition. There's something here for everyone. ESL Mobile Open is the gateway to competitive play, free to join and open to any resident of our supported regions. This is the best way for you to enjoy the thrill of victory and take your shot at winning cash prizes. Each season of Mobile Open will consist of 2 ladders, and the top competitors from each will qualify for the Mobile Open play-ins. ESL Mobile Challenge is your path to glory. If you are a top competitor in the Mobile Open play-ins, you will earn a spot in the Mobile Challenge season. The top team from each ladder will skip the play-ins and qualify directly for the Mobile Challenge season. This is where you'll have the chance to compete against the best players in your region. At the end of each season, top Mobile Challenge players will compete in the Mobile Challenge Finals to determine a winner and be crowned their region's champion. ESL Mobile is for everyone. This is your opportunity to join a diverse and growing community of players across the world and see just how far you can go.
All right, now that you guys know how everything works, if you're just joining us for the first time, let's talk about the show a little bit, okay? This is our recap show where Verum and I go over everything that happened the week prior in the ESL Mobile Open. And as always, we've got content for you guys. We have highlights to break down for you guys, and we've got to go over the leaderboards from the week prior. So, kicking everything off, it is time for us to dive into Brawl Stars and see what happened this past week.
I mean, there were a lot of matches played. And there were certainly some maybe unexpected results. Lemon West up there at the top. Not a team that we're super familiar with. Evil Space is a name that we've seen before. Aqua, of course, one of our returning teams from the last ESL Mobile Challenge season, not up there in first place. And then again, a lot more of these new teams and quite a spread in terms of those points as well.
Yeah, and also, do you see the name Chashubaus? That might be one of my new favorite names that we've seen on our leaderboards yet.
Delicious?
Always. Yes,
delicious.
That's what I'm saying.
So
fantastic
good.
name.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. Yes, agree. As well as, of course, Indigo and Monkeys down there as well. This last week, though, man, some really solid gameplay. Lemon West, I think, came out and just sort of took the entire field by storm. I mean, that is dominant play we're seeing. There's a reason they're our number 1 seed. Coming out of this last week of gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, after this past week, I feel like we need to learn more about them. I mean, number 1 seed in this matchup here, we've got them going up against Monkeys, who, if you will recall, was our 8th place team on the leaderboards. But this is one of the things that we've talked about so much this season, this second ladder specifically. There are always opportunities for these new names to climb up our leaderboards. The fact that yet again we're in a situation where we don't know the first place team on the leaderboards, just that is how many amazing new teams, players, etc. are showing up for the Mobile Open.
And that's absolutely huge because, you know, there's definitely a bit more of a defined pecking order in the world of competitive Brawl Stars, especially here in North America. So to give opportunities for these aspiring up-and-coming squads to have a place to showcase their skills, that's absolutely huge because, of course, $18,000 first place prize. That's what's up for grabs if you're able to make it to the ESL Mobile Challenge, playing up against the likes of Tribe Gaming, Stamina Esports, you know, a lot of these established teams that have really done well to make a name for themselves in NA. This is who you get to play against, and this is where you get to showcase just how good you really are. And Monkeys, again, looking to do it here up against Vatra Platinum, which is, again, another one of these fun names.
Yeah. Not only is it a fun name, but it's another new name for us to those leaderboards, and they were in 4th place. So another great spot. But speaking of those recognizable names, now we've got Lemon West going up against our 3rd place seed in Aqua. And Aqua is a team that we've obviously seen before. And honestly, it's kind of surprising that they are in third place to our new name in Lemon West.
And Lemon West ended up taking this match up against Aqua. Aqua, who, names that we definitely know, names like Slash, who veterans here in the competitive scene, real Canadian as well. So for them to be able to take down such a well-established team like Aqua, that says a lot here. And again, you can see pretty standard play coming out. The Coolhead Super continuing to do work, but it feels like once, and even from what I'm seeing from these last two games, what I'm able to see from them, it really feels like Lemon West is a team that likes to play together as a squad. Once they're able to leverage this really tight, cohesive team play, they're able to make it work for them here clearly. And that's cool because that's the kind of trademark gameplay that we see from other squads like Tribe, who are really known for their fast, cerebral teamwork. And if they can continue to duplicate that kind of gameplay here, that's a ticket to success. And that's a way to potentially just auto qualify right in, skip the plans, be that #1 ladder spot, and make it to our second mobile challenge season. But look, there's a lot that happened this week. We only got to see a tiny snippet, a little highlight of some of these games. But the one and only Ash Brawl Stars has some more. So let's take a look at what he broke down this week.
What's up, guys? I'm Ash, and welcome back to another week of the ESL Mobile Open. Last week, we covered one of the best teams in North America, Tribe Gaming, and we analyzed their gameplay, learned a lot. This week, we're going to be covering our champions of last season, Aqua, versus one of the most underrated teams in North America, Monkeys. We're going to be analyzing their gameplay, see what we can learn from them. Let's start. Alright, so we have a mirror matchup on Heist between Monkeys at the bottom versus Aqua at the top. Piper, Brock, Rico is the compo teams are running. And already we see a key misplay by Knight here, opening up a single wall with his Brock rocket fuel gadget, as opposed to the other end, Real Canadian opening multiple walls. This is big because this gives your Rico teammate more area to operate, as opposed to, as you can see how on the right, Real Canadian shooting his shot with this Brock, and that incendiary effect completely blocking Edlu from moving up. Whereas we can see Slash having a lot more area to work with, that freedom to move around. Not only that, we're missing Rice Farmer assisting Nighttime on that 2v1. You're definitely in range to help out, but we're just not seeing that from Rice Farmer. Remember last week what we covered, what makes a great mid player, their ability to quickly assist your teammate on the lane. We're just not seeing it from Rice Farmer. And then Slash being so good, assertive with his Rico, winning that lane and dealing some really nice damage. But look at Rice Farmer. We got to move back here, reverse back here, because look at what Rice Farmer does. Assertive plays by Rice Farmer. He's a great aggressive, I should say, Piper player, winning that match against Minwon and Real Canadian, winning a 1v2. That's going to help out his team big time to get some damage. Not only that, I love what Nighttime did here in ignoring this Rico. When you're on defense, you don't want to try to 1v1 the enemy, because what this Rico can simply do, he can just go around this wall on the left, and he can just constantly pester you by shooting off these walls, right? He can shoot off of this wall right here, or he can go from the bottom and shoot your safe that way as well, just by circling this wall. So great awareness by Nighttime to, quickly realize that, not waste any time and go for the 3v2, because you can definitely out DPS the enemy in the 3v2. Unfortunately for them though, Minwon popping off takes out Knight, and then Real Canadian wins his matchup against Rice Farmer. Man, just really nice skillful plays by Aqua, and they're gonna be rewarded with a big push, with a lot of damage, 30% lead here, and then Real Canadian adding more to that. He has his super ready as well to deal even more damage, and that's gonna be a lot with his Brock. Nighttime doing a great job popping off, by the way, taking out Piper and Rico, and almost took out Real Canadian here. Just Monkeys not being able to get enough kills to move up. Real Canadian winning that matchup, and then takes out Rice Farmer with the help of Min Wong. So that's what we've been seeing by Aqua this entire game. The constant assist by Min Wong from the mid, the constant lane wins by them, just one step ahead every single time against Monkeys. Man, I can't wait for these two teams to compete again in the play-ins this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's head back to the desk with Glitter and Inverum now.
Okay, honestly, we were talking about it a little bit, but the details that Ash can find and break down for people, like the smallest nuances that he picks up on to explain why plays work or moves didn't work. I mean, that was actually really, really cool to see.
He didn't break one section of the wall. Because he didn't break that one wall section, he's fundamentally at a disadvantage for this entire lane matchup. It's going to, cause his team to cede ground and not going to be able to. But it's huge. And it just goes to show that at this level of play, you need to be basically perfect. You need to have those fundamentals on point. And if you do, you can go toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in North America, which, of course, is what this is all about. And if you are curious to see more plays from these top teams, make sure !follow down there in the chat so you can stay up to date with everything that we're doing on social media. I highly recommend it. We're very soon going to head into our mobile challenge season, and there's going to be a lot of amazing gameplay in Brawl Stars and in Clash of Clans, some other fantastic titles. And of course, it's not too late to sign up and compete this season for the Mobile Open, especially in games like Brawl Stars and Clash Royale. Plenty of opportunities there to get into the money. So I highly recommend you go check that out. We are going to head to a short break. When we come back, it's all about Clash of Clans, our second mobile challenge title. We're going to find out what's been going on. Back in a few.
I go ready for it. 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 I go ready for it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open. I'm Glitter Explosion.
And I'm Inverum.
And we just put a bow on all of our Brawl Stars action for this past week. So now it is time for us to take a look at what went down in Clash of Clans. And I feel like it was a good combo of the expected and unexpected this week in Verum. The expected, of course, being SSG and TSG at the top of our leaderboard.
I mean, the inter-clan rivalry cannot be understated. All good friends and certainly good rivals. I don't think there's actually a better rivalry in North American Clash of Clans right now than Space Station and Train Station. Like, these two teams have just been at each other's throats all year. Very fun and friendly way. But of course, what they're really competing for here is that #1 spot, because the team that gets that #1 spot on the ladder auto qualifies for the mobile challenge. They bypass the plans where both of these teams stumbled in ladder 1. Neither one of them wants to repeat that. Some other names that we know: Hydrogen, Coruscant, Omnipotence, Golden X, of course, but a couple of new faces with the Night Shift and Grandpa's with Attitude.
I love this name so much.
Good. So good.
And then looking here at our second page of our leaderboard, once again, a lot of names that we've actually talked about in previous weeks. I mean, we see Lost Meta here in 9th place, kind of a big surprise for me with them being there. Even Cosmic Regime in 11th. I mean, Golden X 13th, Mad Ram 14th, but Global Chat, that's new. Okay, Swamp Donkeys, they're holding on by the skin of their teeth down there in 16th, but generally this leaderboard's actually very, very close.
This is probably our most stable leaderboard across all of our games. The same teams are showing up week over week, battling back and forth, just trying to find the points that are going to push them that little bit further to make it, first place is the goal, but top 8 or top 9, I suppose, once you remove that #1 spot. That's what they're fighting for. That'll get them to the play-ins, and that'll get them a shot at advancing on to the round robin stage, of course, the ESL Mobile Challenge, that $18,000 first place prize, that dedicated league format, which, Glitter, I mean, in terms of mobile esports, is really, the only game in town, really the only opportunity to do that, to really play these amazing teams week over week over week and keep advancing.
100%. I mean, this is the prime opportunity to hone your skills if you're trying to get into the competitive side of Clash of Clans. I mean, you have the opportunity to go up against so many established teams, make a name for yourself. And we've seen it done before. We even saw it in our first ladder. I mean, SSG, if you're wondering how they're still even in this ladder, they made it into play-ins and they didn't qualify through because of our new teams that made a statement. And now SSG has just been on a tear this entire second ladder because they want to solidify that spot for themselves. But generally, I mean, this has been a very entertaining season.
And these are two of those teams right here. Omnipotence, Coruscant, they've been in sort of that top 4, top 5 position for the last few weeks. They've been putting on a show. We even saw in that first one there, Hydrogen FC, our 3rd place team, actually taken down Boone from Train Station. Hydrogen won that match, by the way, beating our Season 1 champions in TSG. So again, I think Clash of Clans it's honestly one of the most competitive games right now because it is just so up in the air. You see Smokey Bear able to take that 3-star here, and Puma from Train Station Gaming is going to concede. We're going to see them. We saw them on the side of a loss, but we're going to see them on the win here with Puma, who's actually, unless someone changed their name, that's actually a new name on this roster here, going up against the Titans or, of course, the Night Shift.
Yeah, I think that's now that you say that, I think you are correct. But like you were saying, this is going to be the opportunity for us to see Train Station Gaming get their W here, the win on this attack against the Night Shift, and they were our 7th place team on that leaderboard. So, I mean, the fact that everything is so close, I think the only massive point lead really was between that of SSG and Train Station in our 1st and 2nd place positions. So all of these teams are battling it out, trying to make their way into the final opportunity of the season to qualify. I mean, it's gonna be a tough last week.
It's coming down to the wire. I mean, every new strategy, every crazy plan that you've been cooking around, it's time to bring it out. It's time to unleash it because you need to pull off crazy triples every single time. We consistently see 13, 14, 15-star wars. That's how good these players are. And look, if you want to play with them, sometimes it helps have, I don't know, maybe some tips and tricks, some tutorials, some breakdowns of some crazy new plays. And I don't know, we might have somebody standing by, maybe a Clash with Eric, who has exactly that, taking a look at some crazy strats from last week. Let's send it over to him.
Hey, thanks, guys. So I got something fun for you today. What do you get when you mix a stack of invisibility, some clone spells, and super minions? I'll tell you what, the newest attack to hit the Clash of Clans meta. Let's go check it out. So first up, the attacker is Lando. And Lando, if you don't know, was the person who started doing Queen Charge Hog Miner Hybrid and made that one of the most popular attacks in Clash of Clans, and is now one of the most dominant attacks in the Clash of Clans meta across multiple town hall levels. And this is the guy who came up with it in the first place. We thought it was crazy back then, and this looks like it could be a little bit crazy as well. But this is a Hydra attack with 1 Rage, 4 Invisibilities, a Clone, and 4 Freezes. Now, notice how he didn't use any spell support for the dragons or dragon riders as they punch in the base there. He opens up the blimp right into the tornado trap. A whole bunch of traps go off there, and he's fine. He's perfectly fine because inside of that blimp, he has super minions. They drop into the rage, they drop into invisibility, he clones them to get even more firepower to that area, and he nukes out that entire section of the base, and then he can use the freezes to protect his heroes and the rest of the dragons and his road champion as they sweep around the base here and take everything else that the super minions didn't nuke out, which is crazy how effective this is. This attack has a lot of the weaknesses of a lot of the other blimp drop attacks pretty much dealt with. Like, imagine you do a triple clone and balloon drop out of the blimp, right? Well, obviously the town hall blowing up ends up killing half of your balloons. You could have the tornado trap catch the other half and then take a scatter shot hit or two and lose the whole pack. You end up losing a lot of those troops to the CC. And if you swap it out and instead go in with like a goblin blimp, or you go in with, let's say, super wizards or a Yeti bomb, then you end up pulling lava hounds and ice golems out of the CC unnecessarily, and then you have your dragons getting locked onto them, and it can cause a whole mess of problems and often causes attacks to fail. But this attack right here solves a lot of those weaknesses all at the same time by going in with a full air CC that has a lot of firepower, doesn't move around because of the super minion's long range, so it can fire from a tornado trap and still continue to pick up all the buildings around it. But then it also, if it destroys the CC without pulling a lava hound, then you could end up dealing with a lava hound without it ever getting pulled out in the first place. And that is very, very powerful in its own right there. So not only on top of all that, it's super fast. Look how much time he had to go and circle all the way through the base there while I was rambling on, and he was still able to get out with plenty of time. That's wild. But like I always say, if you can do the attack once, maybe it's a fluke. But if you can replicate it time and time and time again, then you're definitely onto something. And Lando, he's onto something here, guys. So he sacrificed a couple of the freezes on this one to take out a sweeper. Since the dragons are going to be starting facing a sweeper here, he didn't want them getting knocked back over and over and over because they don't have any spell support. He has a couple freezes that he can use. That's okay. He gets to the enemy queen. That's worth it. The freezes, ideal to get you through the enemy queen, maybe through the enemy road champion. But then he sends in that blimp protected by the warden ability. The blimp travels all the way through the base, even pulling the CC. And then he drops it out next to the town hall, which is also nice because once the dragons are moving, you don't really have anything else to concentrate on, so you can have full focus on this super minion drop into the rage, into the clone, into 4 invisibilities, and they nuke out that entire section of the base, very similar to what we see with like the triple clone blimp drop there with the balloons. But like I said, it removes a lot of the weaknesses that that attack has, and you just clean house here. He took out the CC. So if there was any CC that was in there, as his heroes start to make their approach, they would end up dying with the CC. So he doesn't have to worry about that. And then the road champion and the dragons get pushed to the outside of the base here. They circle around, and with the entire core of the base gone, there's not much that can really stop them. This attack, powerful, consistent, simple. It's very simple. Anybody could come out here and perform this attack here because you basically just need to reach that blimp somewhat close to the town hall and nuke out everything around it, and you can just focus on the blimp drop. You don't get much better than that, guys. This is like the Goldilocks of all strategies right here, because when you mix this kind of power with this kind of simplicity, then you're definitely striking gold. And Lando, what a powerhouse here. I remember playing against Lando when we were at DreamHack Atlanta in the Season 3 Mobile Open Finals, and he's a smart guy. So take notes, guys. This is something big, and we should be trying to replicate this. I imagine we'll see this all over the ESL Mobile Open circus now. I'm starting to think that we may not make it through a week here at the ESL Mobile Open without a new attack breaking onto the scene. This is pretty crazy. But Avera McGlitter, I'm going to send it back to you.
Yeah, I would say that I'm surprised, except I'm not.
Yeah,
because
no.
it has just been back to back to back to back to back to back weeks of every single week having a new attack, some sort of a new strategy that the players figure out for Clash of Clans. And I give up trying to understand how they are this creative at this point.
Well, it's such an attacker-sided meta, which just opens the door for so many new things. So many different troops are viable. So many different strategies. You could, the way the spells work now, all the crazy tricks you can pull off with invisibility, all that kind of stuff. It's opened up so many doors, and the players are just charging through. And let's be honest, Eric's not complaining because he gets to break down a new attack every single week, and that's just good content, which is why he would like to see it here. But look, we also like to see some fantastic gameplay across all of our titles. We got to keep going. We got to keep speeding along. We got more gameplay coming up in a bit, but before we do, if you want to get involved, get your team together, or just play. I mean, whether it's over like Clash Royale or something, be sure to go ! Sign up in the chat to get all the details for that. And speaking of Clash Royale, it's actually our next game we're talking about next, which means we have to head to a short break, and when we come back, more action. We'll see you in a few.
Welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open. I'm Glitter Explosion.
And I'm Inverum.
And we just wrapped up yet another fantastic week of Clash of Clans. And now it is time for us to dive into Clash Royale. But before we do that, we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about AnyKey. You can head on over to anykey.org for more information, but we need you to sign the Good Luck, Have Fun pledge, okay? It is promoting diversity and inclusivity in gaming and esports, and we love it. It's an amazing cause. But if you need to hear from somebody else, we've got a quick video to explain to you guys a little bit more about what it all entails.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
I mean, look, do it. Get involved, sign the pledge, get an exclusive badge on Twitch, and join the over 1 million people, myself, that are included, who signed the pledge. It's definitely a great cause. It definitely goes a long way. Takes a step towards, knocking down some of the toxicity that we occasionally face in the gaming community. And look, that's serious and great. And you know what else is great? Clash Royale. So let's dive into the Clash Royale action here a bit with some familiar returning faces. Oh my goodness, Glitter! These folks, they want to get those hands on some cold hard cash. They want to be winning some prizes. That $1,000 first place spot, still highly contested, as Alex once again is up there swinging for the fences.
I love this. Alex is somebody that we've seen in first place and then not in first place. Now back up here ruling our leaderboard, but close on Alex's tail is Ruby, another name that we have seen time and time again on our Clash Royale leaderboards. Ruby making a resurgence for themselves here, second place. And then, honestly, we see a couple other names. We've talked about Haziel before, but new names on this leaderboard, and Mate OK. I mean, third place right now and pretty close, not too far behind. I mean, this is once again welcome to the Mobile Open, where new players and competitors can constantly make a name for themselves.
100%. And, it makes sense. Alex up there at the top. Got to take a look at some more of Alex's gameplay here. And Alex, again, has been one of those players that sort of had their ups and downs over the last few seasons, but when they're able to get the games in, they've got that really high, consistent win rate up there at the top, and they've done it with a bunch of different decks, which I think is the thing that's been really, really cool. They've been able to highlight their gameplay a decent amount over the last while, and I constantly see them using these different strategies. And again, this is something we talk about a lot in a game like Clash of Clans, but also to be able to bring that out here in Clash Royale, which is such a visceral, cerebral game where you have to have like really intimate knowledge of your matchups, your counter matchups. This is a blowout. It's not too often you triple tower in a game like this. So really, really impressive there. And now we've got Mate OK, Mateo, KVN, Matei. What do we think?
I was leaning towards Mate OK, but now that you said Mateo, Kevin, maybe?
Mateo, ooh, yes.
I like all of the options.
Vietnam? I don't know. There's so many options. Mateo, let us know.
All that matters
or Mate. Yeah, they're rocking it.
They're killing it. Not only do they do well in this matchup, but that was one of those new names that we had mentioned earlier on the leaderboard, currently in third place. So positioned very, very well for themselves after this week, regardless of whatever name we call them.
Preemptive, good game. All right, little bit of fun, a little banter there. I can't say that I dislike it, but this one's the fun one because this is the number 1 and the number 2 matchup. And you think, oh, Alex is up there at the top, but that doesn't necessarily mean they actually won this. Ruby came in, and this has been sort of a matchup we've seen quite a bit over the last year across all these different ladders. This is our 4th ladder now, coming in 2021, and Ruby actually taking the victory here. So it's really cool to see how this story has continued to progress all the way back from the start of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how close their scores were on that leaderboard, so I would not be surprised if this is a rivalry that kind of continues through our last week of the ladder, and I'm excited to see how it plays out, honestly, because like we've mentioned a couple times, these are obviously both players that we know well, that we've seen before, that have both had success in the Mobile Open before, so this is gonna be a good battle.
It is indeed. And, Ruby playing more of that spam deck, being able to bring it out there. I mean, again, some of these decks, like they're very different to play depending on sort of what strategy you bring to the table. And I think, again, having a bit of a favorable matchup there, but also playing it really, really well. So props to Ruby. Again, finishing the week in third place to be able to take the victory there over Alex. That's a lot of really, really awesome Clash Royale action, and I cannot wait to see what our last week of gameplay entails. And of course, if you want to get involved, there's still very much an opportunity. We pay out quite a few spots on that leaderboard. So be sure, exclamation point time. Even if you're not necessarily someone who's like super familiar with Clash Royale, like maybe you played it before, like reinstall it, check it out. I highly recommend getting some games in on the ladder because there's definitely some opportunities to win some cash there. And of course, speaking of competitions and opportunities for some new squads, well, we certainly have some of those in the world of PUBG Mobile, which is what is coming up next. A game that's near and dear to our hearts, Glitter. So maybe saving a little bit of the best for last because there's some sick gameplay we've got in store for you guys. So we're gonna head to a short break. When we come back, PUBG Mobile. See you soon.
Welcome back for the final time today to the ESL Mobile Open. I'm Glitter Explosion.
And I'm Verum.
And we just checked in with all of last week's Clash Royale action. And now it is time for us to dive in to PUBG Mobile in Verum. And I mean, you said it yourself, new names. PUBG is where you're going to find them.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, we have Blackwater, Mexico, got Nameless coming in, but up at the top, Extreme Ice, LGV Esports, Unity TH. I mean, what? Sailing Pro, yeah, we recognize them. There's so many new faces, especially up at the top of the leaderboard. Names that have, played in the competition before, not necessarily up here in this really, top 8 position. Absolutely crazy to see, and with really solid, consistent performances, multiple teams above the 500 point mark, which is really impressive to be able to bring out in a week of gameplay. But even as we look down across the rest of our top 16, a great mix. New faces, returning veterans, we got it all here.
Yeah, I mean, we know Lost Gaming, we know 4Piece, we know Teletubbies. We literally talked about them last week. Okay, and now they're here on the second page because yet again, new names, new squads are stepping up to the plate and just really, really doing well on these leaderboards. So I mean, I think that's probably one of my favorite things about PUBG Mobile specifically, because that is not a new trend. We have seen this time and time again where somebody shows up out of nowhere and just dominates.
Yeah, and in this case, it's not necessarily the team that's on our screen right now. Unity trying to push uphill up against Blackwater, Mexico, our day one leaders. And you can see them there taking quite a bit of damage. Great job putting down the shots, but not quite able to do enough there, unfortunately. As Blackwater was able to maintain enough of their position, we continue to see this game wrap itself up. But solid play from all those teams up there at the top, as we're continuing to see just action upon action upon action. Extreme Ice, pretty crazy finish here, Glitter.
we were very much enjoying watching a lot of these. This was actually one of those moments where it's like, okay, those were some nice shots. I mean, wall snaking into smoke and with vehicles around them, but this is where things start to get insane. These pushes.
What?
Have we decided how is it queuing? Whatever it is. Absolute animal in Virum.
Insane. That was just a 1v3. Yes, you have the smoke, but he just took down 2 players on the final one, and now it's a 1v2 situation for the chicken dinner. Cooks the nade into the smoke, finds the first knock instant. It's a 1v1, and then pulls out the shot with the M4. Takes a little bit of damage. That was a 1v5 clutch for the chicken dinner. That might be one of the single best highlight plays we have seen all year in PUBG Mobile. That was absolutely nutty. That's something we see in the PMPL. That's pro-level gameplay right there.
And my favorite part about that play, too, is the fact that it was all so calm, so coordinated. It didn't look like they were even remotely concerned about the fact they were in a 1v5. I mean, how?
I mean, just being able to stay calm under pressure is what a lot of these top teams have been able to demonstrate week over week over week. And we're seeing it here as well from, FCX. I mean, just solid shots with the Scar, too, and not afraid to continue to take down these players who, make an appear. Oh, my goodness. That was
push.
Oh, wow.
That push. The final moments here, a name you'll recognize on the screen there, Nova Gifan, being the last player that does get taken out. Is the zoom?
Yeah, it was just like, sorry, G-Fan, not one you're going to win. No, I mean, so many great players. Like, it's even hard to, pick. Like, the team that won and got the chicken dinner wasn't even necessarily the one that was pulling off those crazy highlight finishes, which is what's so fantastic about this, is that in a game like PUBG Mobile, teams are given multiple opportunities to show up and go big. Absolutely stellar play. Some really crazy moments here from PUBG Mobile. But sometimes it helps to slow things down and try and make order from some of the chaos. Like I said, there is a lot going on, which is why we have Zute, who is able to make another fantastic focus breakdown. In this case, it's actually breaking down some gameplay from Nova. Of course, this is a team we always want to see more of. So let's take a look.
Great to be back for a third time, Paul and Glitter. And we've learned a lot of various skills and techniques watching different teams play. But now, let's learn from the best. Let's learn from none other than the ESL Mobile Open Final Champions, Nova Esports. And so, without further ado, once again, let's head into this week's Focus Breakdown. Now for this week's Focus Breakdown, because we are highlighting and learning from one of the best teams, the skill level required to execute today's lesson is very high. Many things can go wrong, and there are many details to be done correctly in order for teams to dominate like Nova Esports. There are many things that this team excels in, but for today's Focus Breakdown, we will be focusing on their exceptional skills in spacing and controlling zones. Warning: if you are an amateur or intermediate level team, you will find this tactic very difficult to execute, and you will often lose players in the process of learning. Practice makes perfect though, and you will only learn through mistakes. Here is a checklist of skills needed for today's lesson. High individual skill level, high team synergy, and a strong in-game leader to make calls to adapt to different situations. The very first step to establishing spacing and control of zones is the utilization of splits. We will start with the most difficult split and work our way to the easier ones. Different situations require different splits, and each split has its own strengths and weaknesses that teams must practice and perfect. The most difficult split is the 1-1-1-1. Here, we see Nova utilizing this split in Circle 4. The 1-1-1 split is great for controlling and maintaining a lot of information on the zone. This split requires all 4 players to understand how to play their positions very well. Generally, this split is used to push enemy teams away from a distance, but if an enemy team commits to pushing one player, that player must know how to defend properly long enough for his teammates to come help, or he must know how to quickly retreat without getting knocked. On the next zone shift, Nova uses a 2-2 split. Notice how they leave 2 players outside of the next zone to make sure no teams press in on them from behind. Meanwhile, the other 2 players work together to secure a spot within the next circle as the blue zone closes. The 2-2 split is perfect for needing to press into the next circle while still maintaining good control on the flank. Now that Nova has secured themselves plenty of space to work with using the various splits, they utilize a 3-1 split in the late game to focus down the side with more enemy players. The one player that is left behind acts as a supporting player and also maintains a good position to monitor the rest of the battlefield. Now, before we continue, you know what time it is. Pop quiz! What is the most difficult split to execute in a game of PUBG Mobile? The correct answer is A. Now, let's take a look at the 3-1 split in action. Nova does end up making a mistake, losing 2 of their players, but the last 2 players still managed to secure the chicken dinner with a total amount of 16 kills. Alright guys, I hope you guys learned something from the ESL Mobile champions Nova Esports. And no, Paul and Glitter, the answer is not banana split.
I'm just putting it out there. Officially, the 1-1-1-1 split, I am now dubbing the solo YOLO for very important analytical reasons. It is the solo YOLO.
I mean, that's what we're gonna call it. That's its name now. 1-1-1-1 is a little tricky. And to be fair, yeah, I also think tough strategy to execute. And let's be honest, even sometimes Nova gets punished executing it. So yeah, my personal I'm up with the 3-1 or the old 2-2 split, the old buddy system. Ooh, cannot go wrong. Getting those buddies together, of course, is a key part of what this is all about here for the ESL Mobile Open. So it makes some sense. But yes, wow, absolutely stellar to really just see Nova Esports being able to do their thing in the casual 16 kill chicken. Of course, that 1v5 play too was pretty stellar. Those are some of my favorite moments, I would say, for the day. What about yourself?
I think maybe the fact that this is the first pop quiz of Zutez that I have gotten correct. Yeah, so I'm going to take that win for today. And then I also once again enjoyed Eric's enthusiasm, or Eric just getting to break down yet another new attack. I think the fact that that's like probably one of the most creative titles that we have so far as our players go, that's always fun.
I mean, seeing them honestly, to me, like Clash of Clans is kind of like cooking. You've got all these ingredients and how you put them together. Yeah, and different ratios and stuff creates just completely different results and totally different strats. So absolutely, I agree. I love that every single week, seeing him break down these different plays. And speaking of weeks, this week in particular, we've got a lot going on. I talked about how you still have a chance to sign up and participate and compete, and that's absolutely true. But we also have our ladder finals for a bunch of different games. We got Clash of Clans on Thursday. We got Brawl Stars on Friday. I think I got that order right. And then on Sunday, we also have PUBG Mobile. So lots of great opportunities. The last ditch chance for players to either advance on to the ESL Mobile Challenge or, of course, continue to win all of that great prize money. So this is your last shot. Go get involved here. Our final week, ! Sign up in the chat. Find out here in North America, Europe, Middle East, North Africa, Asia Pacific, wherever you happen to be watching this, go check it out. I highly recommend it. But that's it for us this week. So many stellar teams, so many great plays, so many cool opportunities to continue to witness these squads advancing on towards the goal of the ESL Mobile Challenge, which again, later this week. So be sure to follow here on the channel and tune in. I'll be there. Glitter, will you be there?
100% I'm going to be there.
We're going to be there. So we hope that we're going to see you there too as we sign off for tonight. But we'll see you later this week. Everyone, take it easy. We'll see you soon.
Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark. No fear, getting ready for the ride. Yeah, stepping into the light. No limit, aim high. No limit, the prize is mine.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. All we know is ball to empty out the mouths. The chosen one they call, I take my fan with me. Know about it if you tell, know you're breaking codes. What your credibility and all fall like dominoes. Can you really take a stance? All I wanna know. Need me real ones when it's time to go. Stepping in, elevator. Listen to all the haters. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah, that's all we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up. I found out I'm not alone. 'Cause I'm just like you. There's no feeling when we fight. We're not afraid to. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up. Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark. No fear, getting ready for the ride. Yeah, stepping into the light. No limit, aim high. No limit, the prize is mine.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. All we know is ball to empty out the mouths. The chosen one they call, I take my fan with me. Know about it if you tell, know you're breaking codes. What your credibility and all fall like dominoes. Can you really take a stance? All I wanna know. Need me real ones when it's time to go. Stepping in, elevator. Listen to all the haters. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah, that's all we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up. I found out I'm not alone. 'Cause I'm just like you. Are we ready now to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready now to level up? It's time, get up. Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark. No fear, getting ready for the ride. Yeah, stepping into the light. No limit, aim high. No limit, the prize is mine.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the weight's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.